Item number SCP-729-J. Object Class Keter.
Guys, you're hurting his feelings. He's just trying to help.
Can we maybe make a new object class for this thing? Very Apollyon Plus. No, that thing isn't discussing this. Isn't describable by any word in any human language.
Fine. Samuel it is then. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-729-J currently resides at Dr. Niels Heston's office on her desk, where, pray to God, it will stay. Request testing at your own risk. It breaches containment at an alarming frequency, but even the MTF Null 7 Hammer Down refuses to go near the fucking thing, so it does whatever the hell it wants. We are all at its mercy. Dr. Hastings has been commanded to turn in SCP-729-J for it to be properly contained. As soon as someone can get up the courage to write her an email. Description: SCP-729-J is supposed to be a toy, but I want to know who the sick fuck was that wanted to give this thing to children. The label says it's made of polyester fiber, but we all know it's made of the devil's couch stuffing. Or something. Its reign of terror began during a containment breach of SCP-106. SCP-106 has managed to trap Dr. Hastings in her office and has successfully corroded a hole in the door when it caught the sight of that goddamn thing. SCP-729-J. SCP-106 stopped moving completely and began staring at SCP-729-J, showing no interest in Dr. Hastings. SCP-106 then began moving backwards out of Dr. Hastings' office, never breaking visual contact with that eldritch horror. SCP-729-J. Until it reached the end of the hall and probably rematerialized back in its containment cell. It should be noted that SCP-106's middle fingers were raised for the entirety of the encounter with SCP-729-J. SCP-106's reaction is, frankly, perfectly understandable, and several researchers who witnessed the event were found huddling with SCP-106 in its containment cell. Testing logs. SCP-2006. Effects. SCP-2006 screeched upon being introduced, and assumed a form identical to SCP-729-J. SCP-2006 has not changed forms since of the encounter. SCP-1322. Effects. SCP-729-J was sent through the wormhole to the SCP-1322 Society. It was returned 6 minutes later, tied to a white flag. SCP-303. Effects. Where Dr. Hastings was told to walk through a door with 303 on the other side while holding SCP-729-J, SCP-303 promptly opened the door for Dr. Hastings and ushered her through before quickly exiting the room, with Dr. Hastings showing no sign of the usual fear response. SCP-303 was found 6 hours later in an abandoned storage closet, in the fetal position, sucking its thumb. SCP-3000. Effects. SCP-729-J was put on a fishing hook and lowered into the sea to where the current position of SCP-3000 was found with radar. After 2 hours of lowering into the sea, Dr. Sherlander complained about a cramp in his hand from unwinding the fishing pole, and Dr. Bear took over. Another 50 minutes later, the assumed death of SCP-3000 was reached. After 2 minutes, a tug was felt on the fishing pole, and SCP-3000's presence swiftly disappeared from the radar. As Dr. Breyer also complained of his hand hurting, retrieval of the end of the fishing line was postponed.
I told them both they should do stretches beforehand, but no! We play Halo every Friday. Our wrists are trained. Should have listened.
Dr. Baden. The next day, after proper warm-up, SCP-729-J was successfully retrieved, along with a crudely written note attached to it reading,
Alright, I thought we had a deal. I toss some consciousness to spaghetti, and you guys get your regretty forgetty. But, okay, you won. You get the forget stuff for free, lifetime supply. But please, just this one condition. Keep that thing out of my ocean. I'll go for a while. I need to calm down.
SCP-055. Effects. Dr. Hastings walked into the containment chamber of SCP-055 holding SCP-729-J. After 5 minutes later, the containment chamber opened and a calico cat ran into Dr. Hastings' office.
Old Pudding, come here. I brought a new friend for you.
Wait, we even had an O55, and it's a cat named Pudding.
SCP-650. Effects. Dr. Hastings was told to directly observe SCP-650 in his containment cell whilst holding SCP-729-J. Before Dr. Hastings could be asked to break her line of sight with SCP-650, the lightning within SCP-650's containment cell briefly deactivated, and the sound of quick, heavy footsteps could be heard from its room, according to Dr. Hastings. When the power to SCP-650's chamber was restored, SCP-650 had completely vanished from its containment site and was nowhere to be found near Dr. Hastings. However, on-site staff noticed that a sign of a cross has been crudely carved into a wall of SCP-650's containment cell directly facing Dr. Hastings' position. A containment breach alert was sounded. After 2 hours of extensive searching, SCP-650 was discovered hiding within a storage closet, apparently having attempted to bury his head into the floor. SCP-60 was eventually returned to his containment cell, but it since constantly faced the wall with an engraved cross and has not moved from its position. SCP-1048. Effects. When exposed to SCP-729-J, all copies made by SCP-1048 became immobile and have not regained mobility since exposure. SCP-1048 appeared alarmed by this, making a gesture like the sign of a cross, and retreated behind its copies. SCP-1048 regained the ability to make copies of itself when SCP-729-J was removed, and now frequently produce art that depicts SCP-729-J as monstrous in some form, and cows if shown a picture of SCP-729-J.
Not even the teddy? Oh, poor Mr. Buns, he just wants some friends.
Try 2317. Maybe then that hellbeast can be with its own kind.
SCP-2317. Effects. Note: SCP-2317-K was observed repairing all 7 of its chains attached to the ceiling of its containment following exposure to the nightmare that is SCP-729-J.
It wouldn't play with him either.
My God.
SCP-682. Effects.
Long story short, we reclass SCP-682 as neutralized. You don't even want to fucking know how this little fucker killed it.
Dr. Foxfield. SCP-076. Effects. SCP-729-J was placed inside SCP-076's containment area when scans showed that SCP-076-2's heart was beginning to beat. All humans exited the room and researchers watched behind a camera. When SCP-076 got out at SCP-076-1, instead of looking for the nearest human, he looked straight at 729-J. SCP-076-2 materialized as an American M9 flamethrower and a corresponding fuel pack. He intended to use it on SCP-729-J, but the flamethrower did nothing to it. When SCP-076-2 ran out of fuel and saw that 729-J was unharmed, he ran back into SCP-076-1 and curled up into a ball. Crying sounds were coming from inside SCP-076-1. It has been 2 weeks, and SCP-076-2 has yet to come out of that position. SCP-073. Effects. When exposed to SCP-729-J, SCP-073 took a cup of water and proceeded to bless it. SCP-073 then vocalized the phrase, "Fuck off, dick nips," before soaking the little shit in holy water. SCP-073 remained under a table for the remainder of the test, with his fingers in the form of the cross. SCP-187. Effects. Upon being exposed to SCP-729-J, SCP-187 began to vomit and froth at the mouth. SCP-187 displays rapid emotional changes, switching from screaming and babbling to squealing and cooing. SCP-187 is immediately removed. Upon being interviewed, SCP-187 said, "How could such a thing be so ungodly yet so cute?" SCP-187 is currently undergoing therapy. SCP-1915. Effects. SCP-729-J is exposed to SCP-1915. Upon exposure, SCP-1950 exclaimed while raising his arms high into the air, "I quit." SCP-1950 breaches containment at SCP-1950 is currently believed to be conversing with SCP-3812 about the fertility of the narrative and plot points, currently debated about which of the creators have the smallest dick. SCP-4812 Effects: SCP-729-J is launched straight at SCP-4812-K. SCP-4812-K begins to scream and writhe around before charging towards SCP-225-1, killing itself. SCP-4812-S and E are reported at this time to breach containment, both self-terminating. SCP-729-J is retrieved and given back hastily by the GOC, stating it killed an Eros entity by landing on it. Note: upon being asked how he is still capable of talking and reacting in a calm and stoic manner around that goddamn thing, Dr. Gears spoke calmly, stating,
"I had actually saw in my past the first time I looked at it, and now I have a super toilet in the observation deck with a throw-up bucket and shower included. I honestly am as disgusted by it as you are."
SCP-173 Effects: Don't ask about it. No, the warhead did not destroy either of them. No, there was no grand battle. Yes, there was a discussion. No, do not go and try searching for the Cartharian or the... No, not even the Warren's library. Yes, they did dump some Ambrose. No, we have yet to remove them. No, we will not try this again, lest we see an AC class Fiesta scenario. Yes, that's all we found in the second SCP-5000 suit that showed up in SCP-173's containment chamber.
I don't know. I think he looks cute with it.
SCP-001 Effects: Tom Brady, quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was abducted and forced to throw SCP-729-J into SCP-001's radius. SCP-001 immediately looked at 729-J and bowed. A mouth-shaped opening appeared on SCP-001's head, and in a loud voice, it said, "My lord." SCP-001 then picked up 729-J and put it in the garden on the other side of the gate that SCP-001 was guarded. 729-J was only able to be retrieved when SCP-001 was allowed to have SCP-999 for a day. Don't worry, Tom Brady was given, as SCP-3000 so gracefully put it, "We're ready for Getty." Dr. Head of the Anamnestics Department. SCP-049 Effects: When exposed to SCP-729-J, SCP-049 appears to stagger, grasping his head with his hands, and fell to its knees, stating, "The pestilence, it's too strong." SCP-049 then attempted to crawl towards SCP-729-J, vocalizing, "I must cure you," but fell to the ground and fell unconscious.
Damn. Guess that dude's too strong a plague even for 049.
SCP-294 Effects: D382563 was asked to type SCP-729-J on SCP-294's keyboard. He initially refused, stating that he heard stories from 729-J from other Class Ds, and that he wanted nothing to do with that creature of Satan. D382563 was held at gunpoint by a security officer until he obliged and typed it. 294 produced a titanium cup with the words, "This is the only thing that can hold a liquid of its toxicity," imprinted on the outside of it. The cup was then filled with a neon yellow liquid. D382563 was, again, held at gunpoint until he drank the liquid. After D382563 drank it, his eyes turned red, and then promptly his whole body then turned inside out. Flaming skeleton hands emerged from the ground and dragged him down into the floor, where D382563 was gone. A note appeared where he was dragged into the ground. The note read,
"That little shit stain of a toy did not come from here, and I beg you to keep it far away from here.
Satan."
Get me the fuck out of here!
Dr. Rushland, an hour before resigning. SCP-914 Effects. SCP-729-J was placed in the intake booth of SCP-914 by Dr. Hastings. SCP-914 was sent to Rough by Dr. in order to finally terminate this godforsaken abomination. When attempting to turn the key, SCP-914 refused to operate while SCP-729-J was in the intake. Investigation of SCP-914 showed that a note was found in the output booth. The note read,
"This is one thing that cannot be refined. I don't care how many times you try. Get that shit out of here."
SCP-231 Effects. Procedure 110 Montauk has now been replaced with a periodic exposure to SCP-729-J, given the much higher levels of emotional distress produced by the latter. SCP-096 Effects.
Poor 096. No one should be subjected to that coffin-stuffed eldritch horror. Long story short, 096 was at a state where it cared more about giving that piece of out of his containment cell, which is why the incident was concluded with relatively low casualties. At least we know what it looks like. I heard one of the researchers call him hot, and I don't know if that is disturbing or if I agree.
Dr. Seraphim, expert from the interview with Dr. SCP-001 Effects. Notes: the Scarlet King fled from him while crying, repeating the phrase, "Please forgive me, I repent for stealing God's sandwich and destroying the multiverse. Dear fucking SCP-343, it scared the Scarlet King." Note: there was no record of a test between SCP-729-J and SCP-001-TOF2 taking place. Junior researcher James has been premeditated for making unsupervised additions to this page. Son, I really am beginning to think your security clearance shouldn't be enough to view any of this. Also, please don't forget to come into my office and drop 50 cents into the swear jar as soon as you're available. Researcher SCP-131 Effects. Upon sight of SCP-729-J, both SCP-131-A and SCP-131-B closed their eyes and started babbling at an extreme panic tone. After 10 minutes, they rolled away at a velocity greater than ever recorded before, bumping into multiple objects and personnel, leading to minor injuries and one major injury. After 4 hours, both subjects started to calm down, open their eyes, and engage in regular activity.
So when do these guys have eyelids?
Effects. Description was written on SCP-729-J. Manifested to remove 729-J, however, immediately started backing away from both of its middle fingers, tendrils, if you even call it that, raised after viewing it, similar to SCP-106.
You're telling me 729-J scared... Who scared the fucking god of logic? Get away from me right now.
Dr. Nuni. SCP-999 Effects. SCP-999 experienced a chromatic shift to a pale yellow complexion following exposure to SCP-729-J, resulting in temporary immobilization and expected vanisher through a rapid evaporation, subsequently re-integrating within its designated containment area, refraining from human interaction for the ensuing 24-hour period.
999 could do that. I request a proposal to test more SCPs of SCP-729-J to reveal more of their hidden talents.
Are you fucking insane?
SCP-3008 Effects. SCP-729-J was thrown into SCP-3008. Almost 5 seconds later, an instance of SCP-3008-2 threw him out with a note saying, "Okay, we'll stop killing people who don't leave the store. Just please never bring that eldritch horror into our store." SCP-001 Effects. SCP-729-J was transported to an alternate timeline with an ongoing SK class scenario. The next day, a piece of paper covered in blood appeared along with SCP-729-J. The note reads, "Okay, fine, you win. I guess we'll never get to turn all humans into blobs of flesh, but we can both agree that that vile entity is worse than the damage we did. SCP-001.
Nope.
SCP-087. Effects. SCP-729-J was attached to a drone and lowered into SCP-087. SCP-087-1 appeared, and rather being the chaser, it was the chased. Note that the crying sounds turned into terrifying screams. Once the drone reached the bottom, the source of the crying became apparent. It was SCP-096's younger brother, the popular guy, now referred to as SCP-7896, was crying because it didn't get attention.
If SCP-096 has a little brother, then... Oh shit, I don't want to know what SCP-096's mom looks like.
SCP-008. Effects. SCP-729-J was put in the same room as SCP-008 infectees. The SCP-008 instance started scratching on the walls of the room, seeming to be begging to be let out. Then the infectees started to rot at an exponential rate similar to hosts of SCP-035. Then the infectees eventually completely rotted away, reduced to bones.
Can't blame the 008 infectees.
Senior Researcher OPP.
Make you happy, did that?
On 2022, the Eclipse community made contact with Dr. Wondertainment, as well as Marshall, Carter, and Dark for possible leads on the source of this fucking thing. SCP-729-J. Response from Dr. Wondertainment.
Look, we make toys, sometimes lethal, yes, but we don't go raiding Mr. Scarred's playpen. And before you ask, no, it's not AWCY either. We fought for some of their higher-ups that picture you send us, and I'm pretty sure I can hear the screaming from my office.
Response from M, C, and D.
Our organization's purpose is to produce a profit. How in the blue fuck do you think we could expect to sell this hellspawn to anyone? On an unrelated note, if you wouldn't mind forwarding Dr. Haitian's contact info, we have a few XK class items seen around that no one's be willing to purchase yet.
Interview log. Interviewed, Dr. Hastings. Interviewer, Dr. Yevon. Full forward. SCP-729-J was contained, if you can call it that, in Dr. Hastings' purse, despite multiple pleas to please just put the goddamn thing away. Begin log.
Dr. Histon, tell us the means by which you obtained SCP-029-J.
I mean, it was a little gift I ordered for myself online. Easter, you know.
Think all about its manufacturing?
Nope.
And yet we've scoured the factory where it was made for evidence of satanic rituals. Odd.
But yeah, he came in the mail. It was one of the special scented ones.
Dear God, I'm sorry I feast upon your brethren. Let me live and I'll never have it again. I promise. Just have mercy. Where is the nature of your immunity to SCP-729-J's effects?
Properties, I mean, it's a plushie. I have it right here.
No, fuck, get that thing away from me.
Dr. Yevon began to scream at Dr. Hastings, almost caused that horrifying cotton stuff to get close to breaching. Dr. Yevon was found in the containment of SCP-343 on his knees, crying and speaking what could only be described as a mix of sobs and pleas for forgiveness, while SCP-343 was seen crying and praying as well. End log. Closing statement. Interview was terminated due to an imminent containment breach.